V, welcome to our home.
Welcome.
What do you think of our home?
Love it. You guys have definitely showed out in here. Love it.
What's your favorite spot in the studio? Bumbu, Bel Air?
You know
the Pink Bel Air?
Pink Bel Air
The
all
Pink
day.
Bel Air? Can we get
Yes.
some shots up there?
Period.
All right.
And I like the piano.
Yeah, that's for a new brand.
Yeah.
It's all white. That's for a new
Love
brand.
that.
Yeah,
Love
very
that.
excited. Very excited. So it's an evolving space. We'll constantly add new stuff.
Yeah.
But ready for this? We spoke over a year ago. It was early 21. Mm-hmm. I told you I do a series. We do a series called Self-Made, and I asked everybody the same question. I asked, what is self-made to you? And your answer was at that time, self-made is being a boss. Mm-hmm. Self-made is doing it, and self-made means that no one can take it away from you.
Yeah.
You still feel that way?
I most definitely feel that way. And I have to add to it, I think, sorry, my voice is raspy, but I would say to be authentic. Because, you know, you can have all these things, you could be a boss, you could do it, you could accomplish so much, but you have to be authentic while you do it. Because it's like, you gotta be you, you can't be nobody else, you know. Who they're rooting for is you, and you have to be authentic to yourself.
Is that a new addition over, let's call it from 21 to now, or something you've realized? It's something that you have to be that too?
That's something I've known. I just didn't add it in the last time. That time when we interviewed, I was coming off of COVID, so my mind was so. I don't know if you see.
Remember.
Yeah, so it was just like, I'm gonna do this, but I don't know if Brent could see, but I'm trying to push through. But my mind was just everywhere, and I wanted to add that you have to stay authentic. And
to me, when you say authentic, it means trying to remain you.
Yes. In the world full of comedians, influencers, models, bosses, entrepreneurs, CEOs, everybody's trying to figure this thing out. You know, the world is not the same anymore, so everybody's trying to see how can they get it, how can they push people aside to get it. I think you don't gotta do all that. If you're you, and you're authentic, and you're real, you're raw, and you're a boss, and you're self-made, and you're consistent, and you're determined, all those extra voices and noises, sometimes you gotta get off the 95 and go to the back roads so you can figure out that straight path for you, instead of trying to get to I-95 and 75 and it's so cluttered and everybody's going to the same quick trip. I'm in the fast lane. Sometimes I catch that back road, and sometimes when I catch that back road, it's just me and God trying to figure this whole thing out. So you gotta be authentic.
So you also said, which I tell my team all the time, and I live and breathe this, which is I'm a student. I'm constantly learning.
Yes.
Do you still feel that way?
Most definitely. Anything I do.
Why, and where does it, that's not, for me, that's not something I've held on to forever. It's something I had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn that I'm going to be wrong, and I have to learn from other things, learn from my mistakes, learn from constantly. So where does that come from?
Well, I think for me, like, I was talking to one of my peers, and we were just going back and forth about ideas, and they were trying to tell me that, you know, I was wrong, and, you know, in this industry, you have to listen. So when I sat back and analyzed that whole conversation, I was like, you know what? I gotta do that. Like, I have to listen. I don't know it all. I'm just getting started. I feel like I haven't even touched, you know, so I'm just now, you know, going up and trying to figure this whole thing out. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna always remain a humble beast, and I'm always gonna be a listener first and a student. So what came to me when I saw my friend correcting me and knowing, like, look, I've been in this game for 25 plus years. Like, you gotta know that it ain't all about Vina, it ain't all about what you're talking about. You gotta listen, because in this world here, people will cut you off and keep it moving. So I prefer to just be a student and really learn and be a listener as well. It's not easy because you wanna add your own 2 cents in, but sometimes when you're around peers that been in the game for a minute, you gotta really, like, you know what, let me figure this out.
So we hit it off. Mm-hmm. That day, our interview, we hit it off.
Yeah.
We talked. I'll hit you all the time.
Yeah.
But you'll hit me with quotes, with devotions.
Yeah.
That plays an important part of your life.
It does.
Why?
It just keeps me centered. I grew up in the church, you know. My mom's a pastor. So, sometimes we all talk about, man gave us this and Instagram did this and this, that, and the third, but, it's a bigger moment for me, and that's God. He has provided this connection here, this partnership here. For me to act crazy on Instagram and show my talent, had to come from somewhere, and that's Jesus. So that's what I believe in. And the industry try to always deter you because they try to feel like we're living off energy in the world, and that's not what it is. There's a higher power that exists, and I believe in Him. So He keeps me grounded.
I don't want to make a pun, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Your last name, Excel.
Yeah, Excel.
Does that mean something to you?
When I got into the industry, I kind of sat back and thought about it when I used to, because I don't go by my real name. My real name is Devonna Erica Excel. So my mom used to be like, that's a movie star name, Devonna, use it. And I was like, I'm going to go by Vina. So when I sat back and I was like, Excel.
Yeah.
And I used to always think the weirdest thing, like my purpose, or why I'm this or why that. And I was like, Excel.
Yeah.
This is the connection. Like, I have to do this. The last name says it all. My mom's last name is Champagne. So we all pulling up, okay? So, yeah, the Excel rings bells.
So one of the things I was most proud of is all the little things you've done with Rick Ross now.
Oh, yes.
What's that like? Because you didn't know him before.
I knew Ross, but I didn't
know him.
Yes. Yeah, my family, the connection comes from my uncle because they all grew up in the same area in Miami. And we didn't put that together until my birthday, when I had my birthday at his house. And he called and was like, you so-and-so niece? And then we was like, yes. He was like, man. So that connection started flowing through like that.
So for Ross, and this is why I like organic relationships.
Yeah.
For Ross, he then called you to hit you and said, I had an idea to do for his
album.
Yeah, his album. And you did the $1 million and the money. And
oh, amazing.
Doesn't that feel good when somebody like him reaches out and says, I have something for you. I want you to be a part of this.
Amazing.
I just want you to be part of kind of this feeling.
It was amazing. First of all, being around that moment, every time I go somewhere that has the Rosses, the Pharrells, the Missy Elliott's, just people like that, and I'm so inspired because they want you to be a part of their accomplishments, of their journey. So when Ross called me, I was like, I thought it was just like on some regular, come over, we'll do a skit, but it was full production. It was like, let's get to it, throw your Versace robe on, we gonna count $1 million, I'ma stash some, and we gonna do what we do, So, but it was amazing, his energy is everything. So the first time I talked to Ross, it was here when we did that, when we was talking about Bel Air, my first time being here. So that was my first time speaking to him. And then it grew from there.
Are you doing now the same thing to people that look up to you? Meaning your fans someone who wants to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah.
Do you feel that now?
I do, and I always try to help people, because I know that it's okay to share. It's okay to put your friends on. It's okay to introduce different people. Sometimes I'm very overprotective of my people though. I'm very and that's just my friends. But when it comes down to opportunities for folks, my blessing's not gonna miss me. So you could go ahead and get that. I'm always putting my friends on when it comes to opportunities and people that wanna, my hairstylist, my MUAs, a stylist, or just people that I know that wants to do something. I'm always that ear in that phone call away that, look, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody on some Trick Daddy-ness. Yeah, yep. I'm that girl.
You're in the middle of tour on Wild 'N Out right now.
Yes.
How much fun are you having? How much do you like being part of it? Is it getting old? Is it for you?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to Nick, he's such a loyal bunny. I love him. We're Libras all day, and I think the greatest thing about me is I just have a lot of other things going on, than Wild 'N Out. And the greatest thing about that is that's forever my home.
Yeah.
I could always go back.
Yeah.
It could always seem like it's always something new on stage with me. It's never the same redundant thing, pick up and all these games. So that's the greatest thing. I always have a home. I missed last season because I wasn't doing another production, and Nick loved it. He was like, Vina, this is why you're here, to let this be the stepping stool, and then you go off and do your own thing. So it's always a home for me. So it never gets old. It just always get better.
In some ways, does that keep you grounded?
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
That's the authentic side.
Yeah. It's fun. Like, you know, you have the D. Ray Davises, the Cat Williams, the Kevin Harts, the 85 South shows, all these people that comes on and show love for 2 weeks for filming, and they go back and like, look, I'm booked in Paris, you know. So it's always home, and Nick is always so welcoming and so loyal, and I love him down. He's just great.
Can you think we could see V's house on the big screen?
Of course. V House is in production right now, well, in editing mode, in post. We did V's first date at V House with all my characters, Sharon, Bobo, Maria, New York Chick, Pretty V, the list goes on and on, Peanut Mom. Like, we're really trying to, because a lot of people say Vinny should be on SNL and all these shows, and I love it, and we grew up on SNL. Like, that was a show that we had to watch for me, but this is my SNL, you know, this is my moment for me.
If they called and said, we want you to come and interview, would you do it? Audition for us.
I would, but I also want to feel I don't know. That's a hard question, because I would love to be a part of SNL, but it just has to be like, it goes back to the word, I have to be authentic to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to feel right.
It has to feel right. Because that's a show that a lot of legends has been on. So if I'm gonna get the opportunity, I have to do me and play me. You know, I can't just give me a role or give me this character and you guys, there's no connection to Vina. I want to do things that I think will, you know, suit me.
I think Peanut's mom and I would be good friends.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think she needs to drink.
She does. She has a lot going on.
Yeah,
she
has
does.
a lot going on.
Lot of,
so
yeah,
I think she can just kick back with me and drink all day.
I'm gonna call her after the interview so you can talk to her.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
So people ask me what my favorite brand is, and I never answer because it's like saying what your favorite kid is. Mm-hmm. But I will say, like, there's something I like right now, mentality. Like, I'm really into Bumbu XO right now. Mm-hmm. Is one of the characters kind of stand out for you right now, or you kind of?
I would say it's two that stands out. Oh, shoot, three. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Peanut Mom is one, and it's Sharon, and it's my ghetto girl character, Bobo, for me. Like, I love that I could just turn her on and off. Like, she's one of the hoodest chicks ever. Like, she has no filter. She's gonna say what she wants to say, and that's just it. Yeah, she's ghetto fabulous.
If you were walking around today and spent the day with us, could there be something that sticks in your mind that all of a sudden you use in something you're doing? Is that how it works for you? Meaning you're just out and about and you pick up ideas and concepts of what you want to share, what you want to do?
Yeah, I get inspired by just, like, first of all, I get inspired from my upbringing. Like, those characters really are like my mom, my aunties, the girls I've seen. Like, one of the characters is Bobo is like a city girl, like Young Miami, JT, like that's where I get those inspiration from where I grew up in Miami. We're just seeing that area. And when I'm in like different cities like New York, I'm in New York, I have a New York character, like I'm definitely gonna do a skit in the city when I'm out here, you know? So it's just like I get inspired by the raunchiness of things and the relatable things. Because nowadays people always just reaching for what's hot instead of going outside the box and like, you know, we got a whole fight by the bodega, like we need to copy that. You know, that's gonna go crazy. So that's where my mind goes.
What's next? The second half of the year, what's gonna happen?
Well, I can talk about it now because I was trying to hold off from it, but I did an interview about it. So I'm on a new show, HBO Max with Issa Rae. That's gonna be really, really, really big. Definitely for the culture, definitely for my brand. Because I have someone who believed in me, shout out to Nick Cannon. That was the first platform I've ever been on, was Viacom. So Nick definitely did his thing, but that's the whole part of the stepping stools and growing. So Issa Rae, shout out to Charlamagne, he actually, you know, called Issa for me. It was random.
It's awesome.
And he was like, I think Vina would be really dope for this show.
Really?
Yeah, and he hit me, was like, V, I just, you know, did this with Issa, got the phone with her, I really think you got this. They called me HBO Max and was just like, Issa Rae wants you to be on her new show, Rap Shit, produced by City Girls. You got to do it. So we're here, and I did, I think like 4 or 5 episodes.
When's it coming out?
June next month.
Wow,
So,
fantastic.
Yeah, that's gonna be a moment, and that's for Issa because she's done with Insecure, so this is her baby now. So she's coming from one to the next. So I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm humbly grateful. I think when I got the phone with her when we talked about it, and I was actually doing Wildin' Out at the time, and she said, "Vinny, this is nothing comedic. I want to see you act."
But isn't that what you
Yeah,
want?
that's what I want.
Yeah?
She says a little bit of something, but I want to see you in a different light.
You feel good about it?
I feel great about it. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. That's gonna be like the game changer. Like they're gonna be like, okay, Showtime. It's gonna be stars. Okay, I'm ready. I'm excited, and hopefully I know there's gonna be a season 2.
Who's most when you're successful? Who in your camp is most excited for you?
My mom. She is excited for me. Like, she reminds me every day how blessed I am. She reminds me every day how I should keep going. She reminds me every day, like, just put God first and just continue to be real and authentic. Keep going. Like, that's a text message.
You talk to her every day?
Every day. Every day. And if it's not a phone call, it's a text, it's a voice memo. And I look at my camera, she at my house. So.
How much does she love Bel Air Lux, Rose?
Oh my gosh, she does. Literally, she be like, look, when that skit going, Vina, because baby, we got to figure this thing out. I told Mom I got to get a skit. I'm going to call you right back. So my mom's not a big fan of when people drink and they drink not carefully. Like she don't get down with that. But she sees me and how dope I am with the brand and how cute I am. And she's like, how you just flip this whole story of it. You don't gotta just be raunchy and just be like, yo, what's up? What we talking at?
No, keep it classy.
Keep it classy.
Mom's gotta keep it classy.
You gotta keep it classy. So that's what she loves. She loves when I'm a part of a brand like Bel Air that is going to make sense with my brand. And I talked about this at the summit with Mary J. Blige, and they asked me about the brands that I promote. They have to be authentic to me.
No, it has to be.
It has to be. So that's what my mom loves. She loves that I could switch the story and make it classy, make it exciting, make it a success, like we cheering to love, to peace, to all that. We making it a little.
So we're a family, and our brands are a family.
Yeah.
And Ross and Wayne and Wiz and Khaled and everybody, shout out to all of them. So now you're loving Bumbu Rum.
Hello.
Which character you think is going to be loving Bumbu?
The bad girl Sharon. What y'all say? The panettes, Brent. What y'all say? The cream. I'm a favorite. So. What y'all said, cheers to it. That's my favorite. Sharon, I'm gonna eat that up right now. Yes.
And when it's authentic, it's easy.
It's easy. That's the piece of cake. And literally, shout out to Bree, because I know she's definitely a part of like the family. Literally consistently in the chat, coming up with ideas for me to promote Bumbu and just to promote everything that's on the platform. But she's like so focused on Bumbu because she wants my followers to know like, hey, like, we done Pink Lux Rosé. That's still authentic to you, but we want to allow you to grow with the company, and she's been pushing that. So shout out to Bree for that.
Shout out to Bree, and I'll use Bree and you as the example. Can you can you learn hustle?
Can you learn hustle? I feel like you can. I feel like you can learn hustle. It's too many. Let me tell you, when I was around, certain people, like, watching people in Miami just getting and going. Shout out to my cousin Tope. I watched her day and night just figure things out and make sure her brand was just consistently dope and authentic to her and grinding. And my mom too. We didn't go without food. So that's a hustle to me. I want to do what you're doing. I don't want to sit down. I want to get it. Ross told me, don't leave no money on the table. You keep going. Like, so the grind that I see that he's putting in, you're putting in, your team's putting in, my mama have put in, my cousin put in. I'm like, I want that, and I want that determination. I want that ambition. I want that drive.
Do you need to be around people? I need to be around people who have that energy. Do you need to be around that?
I think that's in my blood, but I prefer to be around people like that. I prefer to be around go-getters, but I feel like that drive and that consistency and that determination and that hunger, because I'm not comfortable. I learned from Honor Taylor. Shout out to Honor Taylor. Like, he taught me to never be comfortable. Always be uncomfortable.
Correct.
Like, I'm sorry, I can't be. So I feel like you could definitely, learn and teach.
So I interviewed, his name is Aspect Xavi, who's an up-and-coming artist. and he had just moved into a new apartment, and he said, I have some furniture, but I don't have it all, and I don't want to because I don't want to be comfortable. I need to be uncomfortable.
Wow.
But it's true.
True.
But that nugget to me, like I'm speaking it because I believe in it.
Yeah.
And it's another little, it's an energy.
Yeah, it is. Like right now, this is inspiring. Brent, you don't know. I'm gonna be and I'm gonna give you your flowers, right? I don't have them physically in my hand, but we're gonna speak. I just think you're so awesome of what you're doing definitely for the culture, definitely for putting a lot of interviewing these artists, these entrepreneurs, these CEOs, these upcoming actors, actresses, whatever it is that you're doing on a daily basis. What I've seen you doing, I think you're awesome. And I just pray and I know that God's gonna open up plenty doors for you because you deserve it. It's just inspiring to me to see.
Well, there's nothing better, and I was thinking about it today because seeing you today, and I'll end on the same note, is there's nothing better than seeing somebody you met earlier on bigger than they are later. So seeing you bigger, seeing you do more things, seeing you get the attention you deserve, seeing you not change. The same thing I ended the last interview, I'd say the same thing today. You're compassionate, you are authentic, you're very real, you're hungry, and I can say in 21 you were that way, I can say in 22 you're that way, and I'm sure 23, 24, it's all the same passion.
Yes.
So cheers to you.
Cheers
To you.
Thank you.
Thank you.